Of course, this is the most amazing flag in the world. صح يا أخوان؟ Yeah. صحيح. 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 It is the most beautiful flag in the world and probably the most meaningful flag in the world. Let me just get my notes. يا أخوان, I'm supposed to stall right here, but I didn't do that pretty well. I want to talk to you guys now. Oh, I want to talk about the benefits, the ni'mah of being Saudi. These are for الأخوان السعوديين. أبي أنتم تعرفون قيمة أرضكم، قيمة مملكتكم، وقيمة دولتكم. Okay? The first, one of the biggest ni'mah in Saudi Arabia is that you guys have both the Haramain and the Sharifain in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. No matter what country gets richer, which country gets better, which country gets whatever in every other aspect in life, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia will always have Al-Kaaba and Al-Madinah Munawwara. And that's something no amount of money can ever buy. Another thing that we have in Saudi Arabia is free healthcare. Something that they don't have in America. And unfortunately, the American healthcare system has become a very profitable enterprise rather than been about healing people. And so that's something that I really, really want you guys to be thankful for. And I wish we had that here in this country too. And then we also have gas that's really cheap as hell, right? I mean, you could go wherever you want, really. And actually, if you think of it in the way that I think of it, in that gasoline is actually the freedom of movement. Because how many Saudis do you know? I mean, they could go almost anywhere in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for less than like $200 or $300, right? You can go anywhere you want. Go there, back, Taif, Jeddah, Mecca, Medina, Yambo, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can go to Arar and the Shimamara. You could go do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? But in America, you can't. In America, you have to save up money to go and travel across your country. Not just that it's big, but gas is expensive. Yeah? So this is a big, big, big ni'mah in Saudi Arabia. A huge, huge ni'mah. And I wish Saudis would care more about the things that they have in their beautiful country. Another thing is I want to talk about, is there any Americans in here or non-Arabic speakers or anything like that? Fee? Right there, 1, 2. Okay, there's a few of you. Awesome. I just want you guys to know that Saudi Arabia is literally the most misunderstood country in the world. Literally. And no book, no brochure, no single person could possibly explain to you exactly what's going on in the kingdom. The kingdom is a country that's growing out of, prior to Islam, the Arabs were pretty ignorant, right? In fact, the Prophet Muhammad, he called them ignorance. It's a time of ignorance. Before him, the people were extremely ignorant. They were burying their daughters. They were killing each other over water. They were doing all these crazy things. And the Prophet came and he brought peace and he did all these wonderful things. And so imagine just in 1,400 years or so, how much progress the Arabs have gone through since that time. And they have progressed a lot. They have progressed a lot. Another thing I want to talk about is women's rights in Saudi Arabia. I think Saudi women are actually more arjad than the Saudis. Right? Seriously, Saudi women are aggressive as hell. They'll cut your head off. I'm serious. Not literally, but they get really mean and they get exactly what they want. If they want to go to see their mom, they go see their mom. If she says, I want to go shopping, he better take her shopping. She'll make you hate yourself, I swear to God. And this is what I've heard from Saudi guys, and they've all said the same thing. Another thing, this is for the Saudis. Ya Akhwan, don't be shy to talk about Saudi Arabia, and don't be ashamed of our customs. Don't be afraid of showing Americans the customs and traditions that we have in Saudi Arabia. Those awesome customs and traditions that made people like me love Saudi Arabia. And I'm sure I'm not the only American in the world. I'm sure if there's more Saudis that were brave enough to talk about their country, there'd be a lot more Americans who would love it. Because as Saudis, we're always like, وش في الأمريكان هذول يكرهونا ليش يا أخوان؟ ليش؟ وش في أمهم يكرهونا ليش يعني؟ حتى بعد الوقت أنا أقول وش في أمهم هذول يكرهونا ليش يا أخوان؟ This is something that drives me crazy. But I realize it's because we almost try to avoid having this conversation with them, or we try to make it seem like that everything that they know is completely untrue. Right? Instead, no. We have to negotiate with their knowledge and the knowledge and our experience that we have in Saudi Arabia and explain to them what they're misunderstanding. Explain to them why women don't drive in Saudi Arabia. Explain to them the alternatives that women have to driving in Saudi Arabia. Qasaman ba'atillah, I hate driving in Saudi Arabia. I'm a man and I hate driving in Saudi Arabia. It's a nightmare. It's a complete nightmare. I mean, you drive through Saudi Arabia, you'll get more marriage. So please don't feel shy about doing that. And if there's any, I mean, I'll get to questions for Saudis, but if there's any questions from the Americans, I would want to answer them first because they're our priority. They're our guests. Yalla hayyam. Any non-Arabic? Go ahead, madam. Why is the what? The driving. Why is the driving bad, ya akhwan? Why is the driving bad? Well, it turns out that the infrastructure in Saudi Arabia is kind of not as new as it is in the United States of America, right? And the government cannot keep up with the growth, the economic growth that's going on in the country. So people find alternative routes or non-existing routes to drive through in the kingdom, right? Find very non-existing routes. They're all going from on the right and the left just to get in front of you. And the other thing is that Arabs, when they're driving, they always think they're in a hurry. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you driving so fast? Ya akhi, fiya azima, fiya kida, fiya istiraha, blah, blah, blah. I have to go, he says, I have to go relax, I have to go see my mom. And things that really we wouldn't consider emergencies. In America, they're considered emergencies in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Anything else from our dear guests? Al-Amraykan. Anything, guys? Don't be shy, please. Okay, I think we could open up the floor to, wait, let me look at Azzo so he doesn't get mad at me later. Could we open up some questions to, go ahead? All right, يا أخوان. فيها أسئلة فيها شيء. ها؟ تفضلوا يا أخوان. سم. لا ما على بلد. It's لعبة حقت فاضيين عرفت؟ فاضي اللي ياخذ الحافز زين. سم طال عمرك. سمي. Oh, why did I convert to Islam and why? This is a good question. Actually, I'm not a convert to Islam. I was born and raised a Muslim. My mother is Turkish. And my father is American from the state of New York. And so, although I wasn't raised in a very religious household, I learned to become religious. Not religious, but I've learned the real Islam from our brothers in Saudi Arabia. And that's one of the main reasons why I really appreciate them, is because they taught me a lot of things that I was really wrong about before in our religion. Thank you. Thank you.
أبو متعب.
سم.
سؤال.
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام. فيها أغلب الشباب يسألون دائما يقولون أبو متعب أكيد أنه عايش في السعودية أقل شيء 10 سنوات. لأنه يتكلم باللهجة السعودية يتقن اللهجة في عدة مناطق الشمال الجنوب ممكن تعطينا نبذة مختصرة كيف تعلمت اللغة؟
طيب هذا خطير يا عم هذا خطير عشان إيش؟ I don't want people to think I'm making طقطقة on where they're from. زين. Like, let me give you an example. Just today, I was talking to one of our dear Saudi friends, and I said, Wallah wa ni'am. And he replied, Allah يسلمك. قلت وش ده الله يسلمك؟ مفروض تقول ما عليك زود, right? وش ده ونعم بحالك or something, right? وش ده الله يسلمك? There's some people in Saudi Arabia, no matter what you say to them, ارحبهم يلا حي الله يسلمك تسلم. ليش? Why is that, right? This is something that you actually find with cities on the west coast of Saudi Arabia, cities that have large amounts of diversity and people who really are more, not really in with the Bedouins, but more with the other types of Islamic social life. But let me give you an example of some more accents in Saudi Arabia. There is a region in Saudi Arabia, of course, the beautiful south, the 07. And when you're talking to a woman in the 07, like in Janob, whether it be Najran or Jazan, woo! Wanam ya yami. And so they have different words, right? Like in Hijaz, I'd say kif halak. And you say kwayis, anta kif halak. Right? It's kind of boring, بصراحة. And in the south, In the South, they make it kind of sexy. Actually, they say like if they're talking to a girl, they say "Wsh halish," and she responds "Majora." And then in Qasim, in the interior of Saudi Arabia, the most beautiful part of Saudi Arabia, the most awesome part of Saudi Arabia, Qasim, is actually home to a city called Florida and Aneza, and they're of course the European cities, the borders of Najd ala qawltum. And they have something called it's like a TS. And so when you're talking to a woman in the interior of Saudi Arabia, you want to say, "How are you?" And you say, "كيف حالك?" "وش حالك?" "إن شاء الله طيبة." And it goes on. And this actually carries on into a lot of words. And actually, it ruined my English. Because I'd be sitting with my Saudi friends and be like, "Oh, هذا الولد مرة cute يا عيال." And so yeah, this is the ch. And so this ch replaces not every, because you don't want to sound like, some people who don't know it, they try to say "كيف حالك." You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work. So this ch will replace the kaf in a lot of words. And then you have in Sharqiya, the eastern part of Saudi Arabia, where Khobar and Dammam and Aramco and all those awesome things are, they use ch. So you want to say, "How are you?" to a woman, "كيف حالك?" صح علي يا اخوان. الله يجزاك خير. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, wait. I want to give, Oh, in Jeddah, we talked about Jeddah. Jeddah, they have like كيف حالك. It's kind of like normal Egyptian standard Arabic, to be honest. بعد الوقت قسم بالله, if a Jeddawi guy calls me on the phone, I always think it's like a Sudani guy or an Egyptian guy or some guy like that. أقول وش فيك يا زول زعلان? And so yeah.
Hello.
Anything?
Here.
Oh, sorry. سمي اختي.
Yeah, I have a question.
سمي.
How does the fascination of the Saudi culture affected your American identity?
My American identity?
Yeah.
خرب أمها يا أختي. خرب أبو جدة. I swear to God, listen, before I went to Saudi Arabia the second time, I was told a lot of علوم قديمة, right? Like you can't drink more than 3 فناجين when you're drinking qahwa. You can't do this, you can't say that, you can't say that, you can't do this. And then I went there and I was doing all that. They're like, "وش في الأمريكي ده السامج ثقيل دم يسوي نفسه بدوي." And I was like, this is what I thought, you know what I'm saying? This is what I thought the ilm was. So it really has, like, to cut it short, it's really, I mean, I say ruined in Arabic, but I mean that in a good way. I really love being Saudi. I have this really awesome fascination with it. And alhamdulillah, I really, really like it. So I'm kind of Saudi, just to cut it short. I'm pretty Saudi. Anybody else? Let's just take one more and then we'll go. Take one. Anybody else before we go? في واحد هناك يا اخوان. يا اخي وش عندك؟ مستعجل؟ طيب وش فيك؟ سام طال عمرك سام.
مدوك. How long have you been speaking Arabic?
I've been speaking Arabic for now like 3 years, I think. 3 years or less. Yeah, actually I've only been to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia twice. And I learned most of my Arabic here in the United States. I had an Amri roommate, so that probably explains my addiction to the South. مالك زين طال عمرك. Wait. There's not, anybody? If one of the sisters want to ask a question, want to get to the sisters because they're usually shy. Sam.
How can you describe the Arabian coffee?
Arabian coffee? Well, it depends on who you drink your coffee from. Yeah, some people they put cinnamon in it. Some people put cardamom in it. Some people put a lot of crazy shit. Some people put a lot of crazy stuff in there. You know what I'm saying? Do I make Arabic coffee? لا يا أخي ارفع لومك. تخيل أبو متعب أمريكي يسقط سب قهوتي بعد. سام.
أخذت الجنسية أو لا؟ وإذا أخذتها وش إذا ما أخذتها وش آخر محاولاتك يعني وين وصلت له؟
والله أنقهر من الأسئلة دي.
أعطنا الجواب بس.
والله ما أخذنا بس آخذها منك إن شاء الله. يلا يا أخوان سلامتكم وعرفوا راسكم أنتم سعوديين.